Hey friends, Bill here, Sportsman Outreach. How you doing this week? Hope you had a good weekend preaching Memorial Day weekend. You might have heard me say already, but we had a great time in Niagara Falls. We're up there preaching Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Five of us, two guys from Canada, and then Scott Smith, a friend of his, Gabe, and me from the States. It's amazing. We were down in Niagara Falls, which is a tourist destination. One of the most beautiful places, one of the two most beautiful places I've ever seen in the world. If you've never seen, it's got these two massive falls, one in Canada, one U.S. And the Canada side, they have a great setup. They have this big wide sidewalk. You walk up the sidewalk. It could be at least half a mile long, maybe longer, and people can walk up there and get to the edge and look. They even have boats that take people on the water to the falls, and maybe I think behind the falls somehow. I don't know. It's amazing. So it attracts a lot of people. It was a Memorial Day weekend. And so we met a ton of people, lots of Christians out there. So, man, it was fantastic. It was great preaching. We had a great time of fellowship as well. And, SFOI, Sportsman Outreach, is a registered Canadian charity. So we're trying to make inroads there as well. And so in 2 weeks, next weekend, not this next weekend, we'll, Lord willing, be in Montreal for the Formula One race in Montreal. So if you're free, June really 6 to 9, get there Thursday, preach Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, contact me and come join. Brad Madewell and I are going so far. 423-724-7500. Text me and tell me you want to join me. And Brad, it should be a good time. One of the guys with us this weekend, Damien from Edmonton, you have some guys in Montreal that were preaching. Show me some pictures. So there should be some other guys up there preaching as well. In fact, I met a guy at Niagara Falls who's an evangelist from El Salvador. And he preaches, he evangelizes. He's never open air preached, which he wants to do. So hopefully he'll come out and join us as well. So shipping up there in Montreal. So anyway, hey, it's going great up there in the fall and in November. The Grey Cup, their Super Bowl, is in Vancouver, which is on the western side. We've been there before for the Winter Olympics, but just keep these dates in mind because we're trying to do more and more in Canada. They've got let's see, 6 big cities: Vancouver, Quebec City, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Hamilton, Niagara Falls. That's about 6. Calgary, Edmonton. I guess maybe 8 good cities you can preach in, which is not a lot. So 38 million people spread across this huge land, 8 big metropolitan areas. Great. It makes it easy to reach the nation with the gospel, at least people out and about on their feet. So let me know. And then Stephen Kendall led the guys in Indianapolis at the 500. There were 6 of them. Looks like I had a great time Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Had a couple 100,000 fans at the track on Sunday, I think. So that was going good. So put that on your calendar next year. The Indianapolis 500 Memorial Day weekend as well. So lots happening here. June 13 and 15 is Bonnaroo Music Festival. Terry Cohea is leading that. And that's going to be in Manchester, Tennessee. So if you're free and want to join us, man, check that out as well. I'll try to put that in this chat if I can. And then we're off to the George Whitfield program. Here we go. Oh, hang on a second. Let me get this in there. Hang on a second. Here's Bonnaroo. And then we're going to put on there the Whitfield program, which is June 17 to 21. June 17, 21. So that conference is if you are interested in being full-time or want to go full-time, something along those lines, or really if you just want to learn the sermon preparation, Heath Putzel teaches in track 2, is Keep Your Finger in the Text program, which is sermon preparation, expository preaching. If you want to learn that, or you consider my track 1, which really, anybody that's going to do this kind of work would benefit from it. And we really talk about living the life, how you, how Scripture describes you once you begin to preach more, and how your relationship change, how to interact with people as you begin to preach more, because those things do change. How to raise money, which is not exactly how we teach it, but the financial part of this as well. So it's really worthwhile if that's in your interest, or you're thinking in a year from now to preach more or do it now. Sometimes learning these things help, even if you're just going to go on a mission trip with us or someone else a couple of times a year, because it kind of gets you in a deeper thought process about what exactly it is we're doing. So check out that link. That's going to be in Chattanooga area, June 17 to 21. So praise God. Hey, I want to go over today the events coming up this week on the list. If you open this up, if you look at the bottom of this YouTube video, I guess I could post it here as well. Here, I'll do this right here. This is the list of events this week. If you click on that PDF, you'll see the list. And this page here, let's see here, is where the links are uh, to all the major leagues and their schedules, plus concerts. So that's how you get in there and just start figuring that out. Cool. Major league concert schedules. Click that. Whoops. Guess I got the wrong one on that last one. Hang on a second. Cool. That's it. The last one. All the links to the schedules there. So if you're going to go preach at a game, please notify us and let us know. We'd love to publicize your out preaching a ball game. That's really our mission, is to have an evangelist really in every arena or venue, stadium, 10,000 or larger. Every time the doors open is the big idea. And so that's one thing we're pressing. We call that the SFR 1000 plan, but that's really what is happening here. On one hand, plus the multiple day events we do as well. The multiple day events are major sporting events, Final Four, Super Bowl, Summer Olympics, and then multiple day concerts as well. So those are the two ends of the spectrum we're trying to accomplish. So if any of that works in your schedule, when you click on those schedules, let me know. We'd love to publicize you're out there. And if you want to commit to the Sports Fan 1000 program as well, put that on there. I'd love to have you plugged in to that. Put that link there. And this is when you commit to preach at, half or more of the games in your area of one day major league or college football games. That's what I did in Atlanta for 15 years. I went to almost every home Falcons game down there. It's amazing. They only play 10 or so games a year, but 80,000 people rolling in 10 times a year. You preach the word to them, you minister to them, and that when you're preaching in a city, and let's just say that's the foundation of your ministry, you go to the places these fans see in other places, it just augments what you're doing. So the commitment is really important for you and your ministry to expand. Plus the people they see you every week. Sometimes it takes people a while to get comfortable with you, and they want to come up and chat because they've seen you there for 6 games in a row. They know you're committed. You're just not rolling in and rolling out. So it's really helpful to expand your ability to minister to people personally. That's why I do these things, trying to reach people with the gospel initially and then minister to them along the way. Let me go through the list for this week. We're already in Tuesday. Let's see. So tonight you've got MLB games, NHL games, and NBA games. Let me go through the list. MLB games in Baltimore, Cincinnati, St. Petersburg, Citi Field, which is Flushing, New York. That's the Mets. Atlanta, Georgia, Minneapolis, Chicago, Milwaukee, Arlington, Denver, Anaheim, Seattle, San Diego, and San Francisco. You've got an NHL game there in the playoffs now at Amerant Bank Arena in Florida. The Florida's hosting New York, and then Dallas Mavericks are hosting Minnesota Timberwolves and the NBA. Tomorrow, Wednesday, let's see what we got. Got a big slate of MLB and MLS games. So tomorrow, you've got MLB games in Detroit, Cincinnati, Arlington, San Francisco, Flushing, New York, San Diego, Baltimore, St. Petersburg, Florida, Atlanta, Minneapolis, Chicago, Milwaukee, Denver, Anaheim, Seattle. MLS games You've got in Cincinnati, Fort Lauderdale, Montreal, Harrison, New Jersey, Chester, Pennsylvania, Austin, Texas, Chicago, Houston, Kansas City, Langford, which is in Canada, Carson, California, Seattle, Washington, and Los Angeles, California. NHL, you've got a game at Edmonton. They're hosting the Dallas Stars, I believe, in the NHL. NBA playoffs in Boston, Massachusetts. We'll cover one more day. Thursday, it's a shorter day. You've got MLB, a handful of MLB games. St. Petersburg, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Seattle, Boston, Flushing, New York, Atlanta, Anaheim, NHL game at Madison Square Garden, NBA game at Target Center, Minneapolis. And the music festival, May 30 to June 2, is in Frank Brown Park, Panama City Beach, Florida. And Napa Bluegrass Festival in Lazy Brook, May 30, June 2 in Tuckahannock, Pennsylvania. So those are concerts there. So click the link and you'll see these events coming up. You'll see the days. They've got the, like in sports, you've got the host team, the other team they're hosting, the time it starts, the location. Then the music festival, you've got the days they're hosting them. On the games, my suggestion is arrive so you can start preaching 2.5 hours before the game and go to half an hour after a 3-hour swing. So get there early, say 3 hours early, park, walk up to your location, start preaching 2.5 hours to a half hour after, walk back to your car. So it's about a 4 hour or so time frame. And that's what you got to do to reach people because you got to be out there for them. That's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to roll up there in a car, get out with sunglasses on, not look people in the eye, get back in the car and leave. We're trying to, hey, we're human beings. We're advocating talking to people in person, preaching in person. We're not advocating treating people as bots. That's the difference between what we're advocating, other people probably out there. So we're advocating talk to people. They're humans. We're humans. We're trying to minister to them as they respond in person, face to face, answer their questions, pray for them, refer them to a Bible teaching church for discipleship. So that's why you got to be out there with them. So friends, that's the word today. Maybe we'll make it longer next time. If you got any questions, give me a call, text me. Hope to see you soon.